Good morning, Coloritaville. Welcome to A Color with Donna. And today I'm going to be coloring in a color by number animal stencils book. This is by Sunlife Drawing. And I have seen so many of you that color in these books and you just talk them up. And I've never colored in a Sunlife Drawing. So yeah, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna see. I think this would be a great way to deplete old gel pens. You know, when you buy these big packs of gel pens, and um, you start to run out of some colors, and then you don't have a whole set anymore. And you know what I end up doing is I've just tossed them over into like a Rubbermaid bucket, and now I've got a Rubbermaid bucket full of gel pens that are just sitting there. So I was like, huh. I was actually gifted this book by someone who sent me a few books that they wanted to have me look through and see if maybe I wanted any of these books. And I thought, I'm going to try it. I do absolutely love the cover feel of this book. It's so velvety smooth. It's interesting. I've never seen that. And I don't know if all Sunlife Drawing books are like this, but if they are, big thumbs up for that, because that's just like, that's fancy. That feels real fancy. It's very velvety smooth. Love it. Okay, so in these books, it just kind of tells you, you can put your color palette here, what you're going to use for black, grays, browns. But if you're depleting gel pens, that doesn't make much sense for me, to do it that way. On the back, it tells you, well, it shows you a color that you need to kind of be trying to match. I did the best I could with the gel pens you see right there for the image I'm going to do. But yeah, you have some on white backgrounds, some on black backgrounds. This is the one I'm going to work on. And yes, so pretty neat, I guess. I've never done it before. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Okay, so what scares me about color by number is the numbers are so light, which I appreciate. Excuse me, hold on. Okay, I've still got something going on and I have these little coughing fits. Sorry. But, my eyes are getting kind of bad at my age. So it's kind of hard to see the numbers. So that's kind of why color by number have always kind of made me a little nervous. But I'm going to try this. So I really couldn't find a peach gel pen. So I grabbed this one, which is kind of like in the orange range. And it appears that number 6 is peach. So let's just kind of jump in, and I'm going to look for 6s. And when I find them, I'm going to color it in. And you guys know how I'm always missing things. And so, yeah, this is going to be interesting because every picture, oh, here's one. Every picture I color, I always have a tendency to forget to color something in. And this is probably not going to be any different. This is actually a gel writer pen. I got a couple packs of gel writers when I first got into adult coloring. And, before I knew that I could go on Amazon and get, some there. And I actually got these like at Michael's, I believe. So, interesting. So, I just thought that it would be kind of a neat way to do gel pen depletion. It's pretty neat. I have seen you guys do some of your color by number works out of these Sunlife drawing books, and they're always so nice. And I thought I might give it a whirl. I probably would have never bought one of these books for myself because I just really thought that would be something that was super difficult for me on my eyes and everything. But I wanted to try it, and I thought that I would try it with you guys for the first time so you could kind of really see my first impressions of these Sunlife drawing books. And Lord help me if I love them. because there's so many books out there, and that could get really expensive trying to get some of those books. Okay, let's move. I think I've got all the 6s that was in that portion. So, how do you guys do these? Do you do one number at a time, like go through and say, like right now I'm working on 6s. Do you go through and do like all the 6s and then move on to like 7s and things like that? Or do you start like at the top and say, okay, this one's a 6, this is a 7, this is a 10, or whatever? Or how do you do that? How do you color it? Curious. Inquiring mind wants to know. If you enjoy seeing videos like this, where I try things out for the first time on camera with you guys, so you get a true reaction, please slam that like button for me. It really, 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 really helps the channel so much, and I appreciate it so much. And also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified of videos like this when I try things out and do new things. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified of all my future uploads as I upload them. So you'll be sure not to miss anything at all. There'll be links down in the description to this Sunlife drawing book. As long as I can find a link, I will be sure to link it down in the description below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you make a purchase after clicking through my link, I will get a very, very small percentage of the purchase price as a way just to kind of help me out here on the channel, and that is at absolutely no cost to you, and your privacy is fully protected. Amazon does show me the items that are purchased through my links. However, there are never any names or anything like that that would identify who purchased the item. The only reason that they show me those things is so I can see what type of product my subscribers are interested in. It's the only reason. Okay, so that's all the 6s. All right, I think I'm going to keep this out because I am notorious for forgetting to color something. And then I'm going to move on to red, and red is number 7. So we're going to start back at the top again and work our way down, looking for the number 7s. And this gel pen, I believe, came in a set from Walmart. Please work. That's the only bad thing about depleting the gel pens is you never know what's going on. They've been sitting for so long. But I believe this came from Walmart. They have sets available that I can't remember the name that they call them, but basically I think it's maybe like the Walmart brand, I guess. And I believe it is like a 60 count pack. And it has different types. It has so many glitter, so many metallic, so many pastel, so many neon, that kind of thing. So I believe, I know I purchased, this is what they look like anyway. And I believe this came out of that pack because I wanted to try them out. Anytime I see something kind of new like that, I'm like, ooh, I want to try that out. And they were in like a neat little package. So I got that to try it. I probably should have started at the other side looking for 7s since I'm right-handed. But, oh well, nothing I can do about that now. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you do color by numbers or anything like that, because I've seen some really interesting things. I've seen squares and circles and spirals and lines and color by numbers, and I've been seeing all kinds of neat little things that you guys have been doing. And I'm just curious how many of you color those type of things. I mean, this is probably a little bit of a mind workout, being able to, it kind of tells you, you get to look for numbers and things, so that kind of gives your brain a little bit of a workout. And it does seem to, since it tells you what colors to use, you look for the number and you just lay down the color. So I don't want to say it's mindless, because it's not, because you're looking for the numbers and things, but I could see where if you just want to sit down and lay down some color and don't want to put much thoughts into it, into color choices and all that, that this might be pretty neat. Could be a good way to go to do that. And I could definitely see where things like this would be a way to deplete all of those extra markers or extra gel pen or extra pencils from, like, our budget sets that you can't get open stock. I mean, I could see how this might be really, really good for depleting those and finding a very creative way, to use them. So I can see that. I know some of you have used, like, I've heard you have used Mindware, and I think Mindware, they actually have their own pencils that you buy, so all the colors match or whatever. And I don't know that I would want to necessarily do that. I know you could do it with any pencils, but I don't think I would want to commit to something like this where I have to have, like, their stuff to do it with. I don't know. But I mean, I can see the draw to that. I think doing maybe color by number would probably, or these, one color stencils and all that kind of stuff, would probably be my way of trying to deplete what gets left over from, like, budget friendly product that I can't get open stock. Okay, looking for some more sevens. 777. I hope you guys are doing all right. How are you doing today? Leave me a comment and let me know. What are you up to? What's new in your world? Hunting season is in full swing, which means that I'm never going to know when my husband's going to be home or not, and he's going to be not a lot more than he is. But that also means that hopefully I'll be able to put more time into the channel and getting things ready for the new year. I have a full year celebration color along that I'm going to be starting actually in December is when we'll kind of start. And that will be announced probably on Friday. I'll go ahead and put an announcement out about it so you guys can start putting some thought into it. And when I say year long, I don't mean that that's all we're going to color here on the channel. No, it just means that I'm kind of using it because I want to do the color along for the whole year because I want to keep it in my mind that I want to color several of her images every month through the year, and I'll probably do 1 or 2 videos a month on camera for the color along. I don't know if I'll do one a week. I don't know. Maybe I will do one a week. Yeah, I might do that. But anyway, I'm working out all those details. I already have a name picked out for the color along, so that's going to be really cool. And I'll share that all with you guys in a few days. So that's kind of what I've been working on, thinking that up. I'm also thinking of monthly type things that I want to do in the upcoming year. So I've been working on that. And I do know that we're having a color along in December that's going to be announced very soon also. So I've got December pegged. I need to get more thought around it. I know what I'm doing. I need to name it. I need to get a name and everything before I announce it. So I've been doing that. And there's all our 7s. Pretty neat. I think it's all the 7s. I can't promise it's all the 7s. Okay, the next one is supposed to be red orange. Again, I just had to get whatever I could find that I thought looked closest. We're going to move back up to the top again. And I think this time I am going to try to start more over here and work this way. Making sure I did definitely have you guys in frame there. And I do. I'm really excited about the direction that I think I'm going to be going in. It was funny. I've always been really good at just kind of getting things worked out in my head and everything. And there's been something going on with me recently, and I kind of just blank out sometimes. So I'm finding that I'm really having to start writing things down a lot more than I used to, and planning out things and things like that. Things just aren't coming together in the old noggin like they used to. So I went out the other day and bought a notebook that's just going to kind of like be an ideas notebook. And then I bought a planner where I could start actually planning some things out and things like that. Any ideas that you guys give me for things that you want to see and things like that. That way I can put those all into the planner so I can plan a video around that. And when I had decided I wanted to do the markers video, because it had been requested of me to have like a marker 101 type thing. I'm by no means an expert, but I can kind of talk on what I feel about markers and things. So I was like, okay, no problem, I'll do that. So I had kind of reached out for you guys, or to you guys, for some ideas on what you might want covered in those topics, or in that topic. And that is still open also, guys. So if there's anything, that's like alcohol marker related that you would like me to touch on in that video, because I have not started actually filming yet, so there is plenty of time. Well, there's not plenty of time. You have time to give me, a comment or an email or something like that to let me know what you kind of want included in that video, and I'll get it in there. But I needed to start writing those ideas down because you guys were telling me some things, and I'm like, yep, yep, yep. So I had to go out and get, sorry about that noise, guys. I had to go out and get something to keep up with that in because my mind's just, it's not what it used to be, and it's breaking my heart. It really is. But yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get, into that whole cutesy decorate my planner type thing. I know a lot of people do that. Apparently managing planners and decorating them and all that's a huge thing. But for me personally, no. I just need something to put my thoughts on paper with. Of course, that could be famous last words of the fool. Next thing you know, I'm part of the planner community. No, I don't see that happening. Of course, I didn't see me doing a color by number stencil type thing possible either. Did this video shock anyone else? Or was it just me? No, I want to do new things. I'm really starting to get that desire and that pull to kind of branch out and try new things. And, I think that's great when we are able to do that. Of course, it kind of makes you become, this is what I'm afraid of. I don't, kind of like jack of all trades, master of none. I don't know. But it's so much, excuse me, it's so much more fun when you have different things that you work with and do and things like that, because it keeps it interesting. Nothing wrong with that. Do you guys kind of stick to the same medium to color with and maybe the same style of drawings and stuff like that? Or do you also use like multimedia, and do you color several different styles of art? Because I kind of like going back and forth between different styles and not just kind of getting hooked down on one thing. Now, when I first started coloring, I was so hooked down on one thing, but now I see myself more and more branching further and further out, and I think that's a really good thing. So this is my red orange. I don't know if I told you guys that. I think I did, but I just went, oh, did I tell them what color I was using? Next is orange, and I think it's more of a neon orange, so oh well. I was having a hard time picking these out because that's when I realized most of these pens are half empty and stuff too that I was looking through. So I was kind of trying to dig through and find ones that had the most ink. I'm hoping there's not a boatload of magenta when I get to the end of this, because my magenta was getting pretty close to, it's getting down. It was getting down. So I hope it doesn't run out. All right, so there is all of my 8s, which was the red orange. I think it's looking nice. Okay, next is 9s, which is orange. Let me sip my coffee. Okay, 9s is orange. All right, so let's move back up here to the top. Let's start looking for my 9s. I'm not seeing any 9s here at the tip top. Nope. I'm seeing a bunch of 19s, but no 9s. Wow, the only 9s I'm seeing are like down here at the bottom. I'll go back through and look again, but yeah, this is one of my neon pens, neon gel pens. Well, it's a neon glitter, but you know, for a long time, that's all I would use was glitter gel pens, and I do still really like those, but I'm starting to branch out, guys. I'm using different ones. I have fallen in love with Jelly Roll Glaze and Jelly Roll Moonlights. Didn't think that was ever going to happen. But it has. Here's a 9. Okay. There's another 9. So it's rainy here today. And Gary and my son Michael have been at their hunting property doing some hunting since yesterday, and they're going to come home here in a couple hours because the weather is going to be pretty crappy this evening and all day tomorrow. So they're losing 2 days of hunting, but you know, it is what it is. They're going to leave and go back out again in a couple days. So both of them tried to take their annual leave, the majority of it, around this time of year because they both like to hunt. So that does make sense to do that. Um, there's a couple days that Gary could not get off. Same for Mike, but so he'll have to come back in because he's going to have a couple days that he has to go in and work. So yeah. All right, I'm going to be honest. I don't see any more orange. I could be totally missing, but I don't see any. All right, so I'm going to come back to it if I need to. This is the best I could find for a yellow orange. I'm telling you, I was struggling, people, and that's the 10s. So let me see where all my 10s are before I just start dragging you guys all over the page. Okay, so there are some 10s up here. So we'll come in and do those. And I felt kind of bad about dragging you guys all over the place. Trying to find those 9s. So I don't know what we're going to do this evening. I don't know if we're going to go out to dinner or something. I mean, that might be nice. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get up and go in there and cook something here shortly. Well, get something, not cook something, but it's just morning time still. Get something prepped to cook later, kind of thing. So they do have cell phone coverage where they are. So I will probably shoot them a message and say, hey, what y'all want to do for dinner? What you want to chow down on? I don't know. We went to a restaurant the other day and it's called Miller's Ale House. I don't know if you guys have those where you are. I had never been. It was my first time. And they have these things called mountain melts. And they call their chicken tenders like zingers, I think. Is it zingers? Anyway, um, something like that. Anyhow, these mountain melts are a like a platter full of seasoned French fries, topped with seasoned chicken tenders. You can get the chicken tenders kind of tossed in whatever you want them tossed in. And then it has all kinds of like cheeses, and some of them have bacon and scallions and all kinds of different things, and then sauces like whether it be a hot sauce or different kinds of types of drizzles or whatever. So there's different types. I got the buffalo mountain melt, so it was the kind of buffalo chicken on the seasoned fries, and then there was some hot sauce drizzled and some ranch drizzled, and it had blue cheese crumbles on it and Monterey Jack cheese and cheddar cheese. I believe that's what was on it. And oh my goodness, I mean, I don't know who came up with the idea to just throw a bunch of stuff on top of seasoned fries and call it a mountain melt, but that person deserves a, award. They really do. This was so good. It really was. And I can't wait to go back and have it again. And I wanted to get a margarita. And they're little small margaritas. I mean, they have like the little glasses that they serve, sometimes little glasses. It was like $6 and something for one, but they had a pitcher for $10.89. So I was like, well, I'll drink two of those little ones, and I can buy a pitcher cheaper than I can buy those little ones. And I'm sure you guys are thinking, oh, Donna went and got slammed. No, Donna didn't. That's kind of the part of the story for you guys, was that it was basically Kool-Aid. I'm telling you, Kool-Aid. I wasn't planning on drinking the whole pitcher anyway. I was just going to, get whatever I wanted because it was just cheaper to get the pitcher than it was to buy the two drinks. And Gary got 2 beers, and it was like 23-ounce beers or something like that. And he was feeling a little lightheaded and stuff because he had a rough couple days anyway, and he was pretty tired. And so that really just kind of hit him, and he hadn't eaten all day either. So yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, not terrible bad, but he was like, oh, I don't know. We might have to sit here a while. I don't know if I should drive. And I was like, I'll drive. And he's like, are you serious? You should margaritas. I handed him my margarita glass, and I'm like, take a sip of this. I'm like, I promise you I'm okay to drive. He took a sip and he sat it down. He goes, you are correct. You are fine to drive. He's like, Donna, that is nothing but Kool-Aid. And I was like, no kidding. So I hope that they put more tequila in those $6.50 single drinks, because if they don't, that is highway robbery, people. Absolutely. My favorite Mexican restaurant, I've seen that Miss Corey has her little favorite place up there in Indiana. I believe it's Illinois. But my favorite little joint here, they have margaritas for $2.99 or $3.99 on Wednesdays, and they're small ones, right? But I kid you not, okay? If you never ever drink, one small would probably knock you back a little bit. I can do 2 of the smalls, but I'm telling you, when I do 2 of the smalls, that I'm like in happy camperland. I'm not drunk, but I am definitely, buzzed, and I am sitting back, kicking back, and relaxing. They don't go cheap. And so, yeah, it just kind of irritates me when I see places that are basically selling you on an idea of a drink, but really not giving you anything. It's just not right. All right, so 11 is yellow, and this is a pretty neon yellow on that too. Where's all my 11s? Before I start moving you guys all around again. All right, I found some right here. Right here. Okay. Starting to feel like I'm running out of things just to blab about right now. I've still got a good bit of this picture to go. Where are we at time-wise? 35. We'll go a little bit longer, and then you're probably going to get to listen or to watch a speed color for the rest of this. We'll see. We'll see how much longer I can go. But I don't want to just start like rambling off about silly things either, you know? I did get a little bit of good news though. It looks like Jordan is not going to be going to Alaska now. Yay. Me being in Georgia, that was going to be sad if the Army sent him to Alaska, because that's way, way away. And I'd like hardly really never get to see him for 3 years. So it's pretty sad. But it looks like they're not going now. So I hope they keep them stateside, because, you know, at first, when I first got out, I'm like, oh, great, they're going to send them to like California or some crazy place like that. But then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, well, you know, even if they did send them to California, it's closer than Alaska. So, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see my kid more. You know, right now he's about 6 hours away, and I wish I could keep him about like that or closer, but we'll see. But, you know, at this point, he was having to go to Alaska, so anything stateside's probably better. Of course, with my luck, could be like Hawaii or something like that. I don't know. Of course, Hawaii would be nice to visit. You know, never been there. I mean, I'm sure Alaska would have been nice to visit too, but it's just so expensive to go there, and such a long plane ride. You can't drive, and so I don't know. Um, it's also, it's just not my climate. It's not really what I dig. So, you know, I don't know. You know. No offense to any of you that may be from Alaska, but I don't know. I just don't. You know, I've never sat around and thought, oh, I wish I could go visit Alaska. And I mean, you know, Gary has. He wants to go hunt in Alaska so bad. All right, I think that's all the yellows. Maybe. Blue is number 17, and I've already see some up here at the top for the blue. So 17. I hope this blue holds out, because it kind of acted a little funny with me when I first tried it. This one is a gel writer again, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not crazy impressed with gel writer gel pens. I only bought I think one, maybe two sets, and I haven't bought any since. I don't know, just not overly impressed with them. Have you guys tried gel writer? And if so, what did you think about them? Because I mean, I don't know, just not really my thing. I don't think I'll get them again for sure. To me, it's just hard to get any type of like even coverage with them. Okay. All right. There's those 17s. And then there's going to be some like down in here. So what are your favorite gel pens, if you have a favorite? If you use gel pens and have a favorite? I think my favorite budget is Rayon or An Arts. My favorite middle of the road is probably and I mean, I guess this could go along with budget too, but maybe not. I don't know. Would be Color It. I think they're about $30, but that's only for 50 or 48. So I would call that maybe mid-range. Super Doodle's not terrible either. But if I had to buy one or the other, I would probably buy the Color It simply because it comes with that really nice case. And then as far as high-end gel pens or higher-end gel pens, as far as glitter, probably like real glitter, probably Jelly Roll. And for metallic, that would be Pentel Sparkle Pop. It can't be beat. And that's also, those are the same ink as the dual hybrid metallics. So I think they do not sell. I mean, I heard someone say that they may not sell Sparkle Pops like in the UK, that there it is dual hybrid metallic. Here in the United States, we have both. But I bought both sets and found out that they're the same. You know, the dual hybrid metallic is a much thinner gel pen, and the Pentel Sparkle Pops is kind of like a fat barrel. But as far as the ink on the inside, it's exactly the same. Those are by far my favorites for that. So if you start looking for really nice metallics, that's where it's at. And it doesn't matter which one you get. So just buy whichever one is cheapest for you. And don't let barrel size fool you. Don't think that the Sparkle Pops having a bigger barrel means they have more ink. They don't. I even opened the pins up and looked at the thing on the inside, and they're exactly the same. So yeah. This has definitely been an experience, guys. I'm going to have to try one of these with like alcohol marker to see. You know, I've tried it with gel pen. I want to try it with alcohol marker. So I'll do one in alcohol marker and check it out. All right. I think that's all my 17s. You know, I picked the seahorse because I just really love seahorses. So I thought that would be fun. All right. Pink is my next one, and that's going to be a 19. And there's definitely some up here at the top. This is another gel writer. 19. So how's your mom and them? Yeah, here in Georgia, we'll say, how's your mom and them? Well, that's Southern people here in Georgia say that sometimes. You know, we can't really think of anything else to say. How's your mom and them? I'm really happy to see October coming to an end. I really hope November's a better month. There just seem to be so many bumps in the road in October. It just seem to be coming from every direction. If there was ever a month, you know, in 2020, it's just been crazy, but if there was ever a month in 2020 that I felt like Satan was out to get me, it was October for sure. So I'm glad to be seeing this month coming to an end. I'm looking forward to November, and hopefully it'll be a much better month. What do you guys got planned for November? Are you, I mean, as far as coloring, are you guys going to go ahead and jump into Christmas? Are you going to stay in fall coloring or what? I mean, if I feel, you know, fallish, I guess, I'll do a fall image or whatever. But I think I'm going to start working on my Christmas stuff also. And then I'll probably do some things that's not holiday related also, at least in November. And then when December gets here, it'll be full blown on, you know, just full all out blown Christmas coloring until Christmas. And then I generally will still color Christmas for a couple days after Christmas, about until the new year. But I didn't know what you guys were planning on doing. And you know, because if you guys are still, if the majority of you guys are still going to be doing your fall images, then I'll try to do something more kind of fallish if I do like a color and chat or whatever. But if you guys are ready to go ahead and jump into winter and Christmas, I'll make sure I focus on that through the month of December for my color and chats and things. You know, if it's going to be related to a season or a holiday, I'll go ahead and do Christmas. If you guys are kind of ready for that, it's up to you. And if nobody tells me their preference, then we'll get what we get. I'll just think of things. You know, I have to tell you guys, I don't think this is as bad as I thought it was going to be. All these months and year, you know, what was it that color by number really hit big? Was it this year or was it last year? I can't remember. I mean, like big. I was like, yeah, no, not for me. But I admit, this was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not at all. Kind of enjoyable because I've truly been able to sit here and chat with you guys about whatever, and all the prep work was done. You know, before the video, I went through and picked out what color I was going to use for each number. And so all I've really had to do is look for numbers and grab a pen and go. So I haven't been trying to like pick a color and all that kind of stuff, which is nice. And you know, I can pick colors in alcohol or pencil too, alcohol marker or pencil before we do coloring chats. But even if I do that, I still have to figure out where, you know, I want to put certain colors. In this, it's just insert pink here, you know, tab A into tab B. Pretty neat. My hand's actually getting a little fatigued. It gets kind of fatigued when I use gel pens pretty easy. I think using gel pens sometimes fatigues my hand faster than even pencil, and I really thought pencil would be worse, but I don't think so. I think using these gel pens has a tendency to fatigue my hands even faster. Because I've really started working on a light grip when I use pencil. Because I like come up to here on my pencil and use it, so it's not as but I can't control, like if I were to do this with a gel pen, I can't control it. And even with a really light touch, I have a hard time controlling where the gel pen goes. But if I just kind of grip it a little better, I have a lot more control over it. Can color with it a lot faster. So yeah, 19 is pink, right? Yep. There for a second, I forgot what the pink was. What number? And I do think I can, at least in this Sunlife drawing, I can see in this book anyway, I can see those numbers, even though they are a really light gray. And I mean, yeah, some of these are showing through the colors, but not terrible. I mean, not like it would if they were black numbers. So yeah, I mean, I don't think the numbers being there is taking away from the image. So that's not bad. So I guess we could call this a review of a Sunlife drawing book. So y'all be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to be notified of future uploads, because I think I may get a couple more of these books to kind of try a little. All right, Violet is 20. But you guys want to get a look at it with the pink before I moved on? We're reaching an hour. So, I don't know. I'm trying. I don't have that much left in the grand scheme of things. So 20. This is another one of those Walmart pencil or gel pens that I was telling you about. Pretty sure that's where this one came from. Also, I mean, I know the gel pens look like this, and I don't remember buying any other gel pens that look like this. If you guys have seen me with gel pens that look like this that I said, or something other, let me know, because they're not in their packaging. They were just kind of dumped over. There's no name in them, so, are on these. So I'm just having to kind of go from memory where I think these came from. I chose this marker to be violet. I needed a violet and a dark violet. And so I don't think I did a great job at picking those two colors out, but they were different enough and in the purplish family or violet family. So I ran with it. Okay, 20, right? So I'm on 20. Yep. Oh, I need to move this for you guys. Yeah. Almost forgot. You weren't quite out of frame yet, but you were about to be. I do like these gel pens, the ones that came from Walmart. I think maybe it's Pen and Gear. I do. I think maybe that was the brand, was Pen Plus Gear, or Pen and I think it's Pen Plus Gear, like the plus sign. But if you see these gel pens, they were in like a hard plastic case type thing. So if you see them, I do think they're good gel pens if you want to pick a pack up. I don't think these are sold like on Amazon or anything like that. But check the description below, because before I upload this video, I will look and see if the Pen Plus Gear is on Amazon. And if it is, I will link it for you. I guess I could look at the Walmart and link that too if I can see it. But what I have found about Walmart, a lot of times their online prices for things like this, prices are much better in the store. And almost everybody, at least here in the United States, has got a Walmart within driving distance of them. So but most of the time I'll look at an art supply or whatever on like walmart.com and I'm like, oh, wow, that's expensive. Or it's just out of stock. You know, it's not a reliable place to look for art supplies, for sure. Not online anyway. And they don't have a huge selection in store, but I think it's getting a little better. I found that they're carrying a lot of Zebra products, and they're also carrying some Tombow products, and they've got Faber-Castell Gold Fabers, and I mean, not huge packs, small packs, of course. And they've got Prismacolor Premier popping up in there. So maybe Tombow, I don't know if I already said that. Tombow I've seen in there. So maybe Walmart's going to start kind of expanding. And if they do, that's great. Because, I have a Michaels and I have a Hobby Lobby. I do have those. But even they don't carry a lot of stuff. And I have a Blick in Atlanta, but it's a pain in the rear to get to. You have to park way far away, and the parking lot's right through that area. Looks like you may or may not come back to your car, come back and have a car. And I don't know. I don't like going up there. And then there's one way north of Atlanta too, and I forget what city that's in, and that's a pretty long drive. So I haven't been there, and I don't know what kind of area that's in, but I haven't tried to go there yet. So I don't know. So it's like I don't have a Blick close by either, so have to do what I got to do. Most of my art supplies come from Amazon. There we go. Now we'll move on to the dark. Well, what I'm using is dark violet. Hold on, I'm about to cough. All right, I don't know what's going on with me, guys. I don't. But it's starting to reach levels of insanity. I am not sure that I have not had COVID recently. I went to the doctor about a UTI, and I was kind of feeling all right then. And I went for this about the UTI or whatever. And when I got there, hold on, I got to cough again. Okay, sorry. When I got there, they check your temperature at the door before they let you in. I was running a low-grade fever. I wasn't really feeling bad, and it kind of shocked me that I was running a low-grade fever, but it wasn't high enough that they would tell me, yeah, no. So I did that, or I went for that, and then the next day I did start feeling a little feverish and started getting some congestion and things like that, and got a cough. And I've been like that ever since. So we're going on 3 weeks maybe of this, and I feel a lot better than I did. I felt rough for several days there. I felt rough. So I do feel a lot better. But the cough is still horrendous. And I don't know. I'm not convinced that this may have not been some COVID. I don't know. I made sure, I mean, I've pretty much stayed home. We have went out to eat a few times, but even when we went out to eat, I made sure that I put my mask on, wore my mask to the table, only took my mask off to eat, things like that. Also, if I had to go into a store, I was masked up the whole time, and those kind of things. And it's weird. Even if I had, and I would refuse to cough in the store if I could help it at all. And if I did have to cough a little bit or clear my throat or any of that kind of stuff, I was literally burrowing, whatever, my head down into like my elbow, even though I was masked, to do that little bit of a cough or whatever. But I was trying to chew gum and things like that because with Gary being a paramedic, I think what they're coming to the conclusion of, based off what kind of they're seeing, is that it's the coughing and sneezing and things that really is what sends those particles out. So even though I was wearing a mask, I was making sure that I was taking other precautions for that also. So I wasn't spewing nastiness everywhere. I wouldn't, I wasn't coughing in my hand, because then, you cough in your hands and you turn around and touch something and whatever was on your hand just transferred. So I was making sure to like bury my mouth down into like the bend of my elbow if I had to do anything like that while I was out and about. But I try not to. I really try hard not to. And I have even since this stuff has started, because I have a lot of allergies and sinus drainage and things. And so sorry you guys heard my phone. Hopefully that won't continue. So anyway, I have a lot of that sinus drainage, and I've tried not to think Donna. There it is. My mind just goes oh, if I feel like my throat's getting scratchy and I'm gonna have to have a bit of a coughing time, I'll leave the store. I'll like leave my buggy or whatever and just leave the store until I can go out and get a handle on it. Because first of all, people look at you like they're gonna murder you if you're coughing these days. It is not okay to cough or sneeze in public anymore. It's just not. And I do try to avoid going anywhere that is crowded. I pay attention to, when I go down aisles, if the aisles if there's several people or even one or two people, I'll go to whatever aisle I need to go to that people really aren't on, and do whatever I need to get done before I move back to the other aisle when it's not quite as crowded. But no, I mean, I never had any serious chest congestion like in my lungs. So I don't think this was COVID. I think honestly that I got a very bad cold. And it's just been hard to get over. Because my O2 levels were always fine. There was never anything in my lungs. It was a little in my chest, like bronchial area, but that was it. So, yeah. All right, so we're almost done with this, and then I'll move on to magenta and we'll be done. You guys are about to be out of frame. See, I don't think I really nailed it as far as a light violet and a dark, or a violet and a dark violet as far as colors, but they're different enough that you can see the difference in color. All right, so that's where we're at now. All of my gel pens have moved from this side to this side. They're still in order, but they've kind of moved sides. I picked this up as magenta, and it's another no-name brand. So I have no idea where I got this pen. Probably I've picked up some sets at Ollie's in the past, and I've loved them, but they're just kind of like no-name gel pens, and I bet that's what these are. They were just in these little packs, and it said glitter gel pens, and I loved them so much, and they haven't had them in a very long time, but they were really, really nice. And yeah, that's what I think this is one of those. This was the one I was going to be concerned about running out, but it looks like there's plenty enough ink inside of it to finish this one up. So, yay. Hopefully it's not. It's definitely a deep pink, so that's good. I guess this would be magenta. Yep, definitely going to do one of these in alcohol marker. I don't know that I'll do that today, but I'm going to do it. I've got a big Rubbermaid tote full of random alcohol markers too, where ever since I started coloring, I would get packs that were budget packs or whatever, and when several of them would run out of ink, I wouldn't really use them anymore, any more of them. And yeah, they're all just over in a big Rubbermaid tub. So it would be something with those two. And what I've started doing, like with those, is and I wish this would have hit me a long time ago so they wouldn't have accumulated so much. But if I'm doing an alcohol marker page and I decide to do a background in alcohol marker, or really any page, if I decide to like do a background in alcohol marker, I'm going over to that Rubbermaid tote and just pulling out whatever color looks like what I may want to use, and that's what I use. I've got some Spectrum New York Basics in there, Hoo Hoo Hero, Cali Art, Bianyo, yeah, several different like little brands like that. Oh, sorry if that shook the table. I just knocked my knee on the desk for sure. I went to cross my legs and the top of my knee hit the corner of the desk, and it was an owie. But I've got a new tripod, and I'm loving it because, see, it doesn't really shake the camera anymore. A little, but it stops almost immediately. I love it. So I like the new tripod. It takes up a little room on my desk because it actually sits on the desk where my other one attached to the desk. But so much better. I like it. Okay, just a couple down here, and we can call this one done. I definitely want to do one on a white background too, so I'll know, probably in gel pen too, so I can see, do I like them better with the black background, or do I like them better with the white background? So hopefully at the end of November, you guys will be seeing this, because I've already stopped coloring for October. First thing this morning, I filmed my October end of month video, so that way it would be ready to go up. All right, there we go. So What do you think? I mean, I like it. It was fun. It was different. It was something different, and I'm totally digging different now. So I really enjoyed this. I think I might, like I said, I want to do one on a white background. I want to do one in alcohol marker, both on black and white background. I don't think I would ever want to do one of these in pencil, so I probably won't try that. But yeah. And then, I mean, if it's something that I really enjoy with that, I may consider buying more of these books in the future. So thumbs up to me if you guys are from me. If you guys want to try the color by number, like these stencil looking things, and if you haven't tried it or have not tried Sunlife Drawing, try it. I think it would be great. So I will link this book down in the description just below. And I told you guys that I was going to look for those Walmart pen and gear pens. I will try to find those too. If I can find them, I'll link them below. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to be notified of all my future videos. Thank you guys so much for showing up and spending some time with me today. I really enjoyed it as always. And until next time, guys, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.